recently started posting videos to this YouTube channel. Um, what to talk about? The reason why I started doing singing, I've been doing it for about 5 weeks now. So the reason why I started doing it is because I'm a power lifter, and the thing about powerlifting is when you do it for a long period of time, your body it just gets beat up. And the way I lift, I tend to lift a lot more heavy. I lift on the heavy side. So um, when you're throwing heavy numbers up, like I got up to like 510 on bench press. I was squatting close to 600. Deadlifting 600 plus. It's really taxing on your body, and I would do it like week in and week out. And even being natural, I feel like at my age, my body's in great shape because a lot of the performance enhancing drugs that a lot of athletes take, it tends to wear their body down a lot faster. You even see people that are dying in their 30s. They're having heart attacks and they're having strokes, which it used to be unheard of, but these days it seems like, every day, every week, there's a popular, bodybuilder that, tends to pass away. So I decided to stay away from peds. I've been natural. I'm 38, so I'm a lifetime natural. Hmm. So the thing about when you're natural, it kind of sucks because when you want to go heavy, you want to go, you want to push yourself with the elite lifters, but you're never gonna be at that level for the simple fact that like all the elite lifters, you got to cross over. You can't be natural. You got to become enhanced. So I've always been, down in the lower 500s. It was like my best in flat bench press. Even with a pause, I could pause it, couple second pause for being natural. I usually weighed around 220, 225 ish. So I think that's pretty good for not actually taking testosterone or steroids or anything. So I needed something to kind of get my mind off of, because I stopped lifting. I started taking more breaks in lifting. And a lot of people know when you're working out and you work out like religiously, you're always in the weight room, and you're always, day in and day out, you're just grinding. When you stop, it's almost like a depression hits you, because you get that endorphins, and you get that adrenaline rush every time when you're going heavy. That's why I like to go heavy all the time. I get that adrenaline rush, and it's just, man, it's not many things like it. So I am an avid car guy. I do have a drag racing Instagram page. So I do have a fitness Instagram page. I have a drag racing Instagram page, and I'll probably start up a singing Instagram page once I start to get more into the craft. But then with the drag racing, like I'm building the engine right now, and my engine is it's based off a 351 Windsor. So if you know anything about engines, 351 Windsor, 92, 93 ish year. It's a push rod engine, so it's not anything fancy. Um, so it's basically a 351 dart block, SHP dart block. So it's SHP stands for Special High Performance. So it's a dart block. It's been bored out to 438 cubic inch, 7.0 liter stroker engine. So I'm gonna put this into a Ford Mustang, obviously, because Mustangs rock. Um, hmm. So the engine's compression is 10-1, and with that compression, it still leaves a little bit of room to do force induction. So with force induction, I'm looking at, I want to put a twin turbo setup on it. So naturally aspirated, the engine's going to be pushing, I want to say 600 give or take. But once I add the twin turbo setup, it's going to be pushing upwards of 1200 horsepower. So 1200, 1250 ish. I have a Super Sniper EFI, electronic fuel injection system that I'm also hooking up with it. So, I mean, it has, Edelbrack intake. I have DSS Racing pistons, huge pistons for 351 Windsor type of engine. Turbo cam. Um, my oil pan is about, I think, a 9 inch depth. So it's just I go into the numbers, later on with the engine, but obviously I can't keep doing my engine hobby all the time because it's expensive. I probably dropped probably like 20K in just the engine alone. So singing is basically what I'm trying to put my energy into. Singing, piano playing. I have a piano in the other room, so that's being my main focus. Um, I'm still hitting the weights, but not really. Like I'm more hitting them light because I don't. I need my body to heal. I need my body to recuperate. So I did. I took a bath. I took a hot bath earlier today, and I had Epsom. I put that in the bath. So I'm just trying to help my legs recuperate. I'm trying to, let my chest heal up and recuperate. So um, I'm just hoping, I can start to make more content. With YouTube. I like this is actually like my first video that I've ever done where I'm actually doing like an introduction. So I'm sitting here in front of the camera and I got the ring light in my eye and I have this other light that's hitting me in my eye. So it's like super bright. So if you bear with me, sometimes I'm like trying to think, but then it's also like, man, these lights are in my eye. So what else is there? But yeah, back to powerlifting. I've always been tempted to cross over to the dark side, which, obviously is becoming enhanced, take peds. Because, I've always wanted a 600-pound bench press or even higher. But naturally, it's just not feasible. You're not going to get anyone just pushing that much weight in their natural unless they're like a huge guy. Which with me, I'm only like 5'8", 220, 225-ish. So I'm not like for my height, I'm very stocky, but like I don't have the poundage, the size to be pushing, mid 500s for my physique and my stature. So, but obviously you got some people that are just huge. They're freaking like, 6'5", 300 pounds, and they're just big. Like if you know anything about, full-blooded Samoans, these guys, you see them all the time, 6'5", 300 pounds, just walking around, don't even lift weights. They can freaking deadlift a minivan. So it's a little bit about my background. So my ethnicity. So my mom, she's from Western Samoa, so I'm half Samoan. My dad, he's from the Virgin Islands, St. Croix Virgin Islands. So both my parents are islanders. Um, they migrated to the United States because they just wanted a better life. The United States was always the land of opportunity for a lot of people. So my mom and my dad, they come here. Um, my dad joined the Army, United States Army, and did tours in Vietnam. Um, and my mom was, mostly stay at home. So my dad and my mom, they were busy. I mean, they met, I want to say, was it back in the 60s? So they met back in the 60s and they ended up, having 8 kids together. So I am the seventh of 8 kids. Um, my mom recently passed away back in 2018. So, bless her soul. I miss my mom so much. Um, my dad's still kicking. So, and another thing about me is I have a twin. I have a twin brother. So my twin brother, he has an amazing voice with singing. So growing up, my brother would sing a couple notes and the girls would go crazy. You know, if he was in a gym, he started singing, they jump out of the auditorium trying to tackle this guy. So big ups to my brother. He is like that's kind of like part of my motivation to get into singing because our voices sound very identical. We sound just alike. So also another thing about myself is, you know, I'm a former Marine. Yeah, I did serve in the United States Marine Corps. You know, simplify. Anybody that's watching this served in the Marines too. I did 6 years, so it was a good time. Anytime when you spend that much time with an organization, and of course being with that gun club, it's you tend to look back on it fondly. You know, now I've been out. Oh man, it's been like a decade now. I've been out, but yeah, I do miss it. I miss the camaraderie. You know, when you're around other Marines, you're doing functions, um, and then of course that's why I try to stay fit. I try to, you know, I do sprints. I don't really run a whole lot anymore, but I lately I've been doing sprints. And of course, I hit the weights all the time. But what else could I talk about? If you hear a timer go off, it's because I'm cooking brownies. So, you know, if it does go off during the video, I'll try to edit it out. So, I live in Southern California. I mean, not, you know, probably not too many people care because right now I only got like 2 subscribers that are subscribed to my channel. So you're following me, thank you. I really appreciate it. But yeah, thank you to the 2 subscribers. Appreciate it. Thanks. Thanks for looking out for me. So I live in Southern California. So I had actually left California. So after I got out of the Marines, I bounced around, man. I was like a nomad. I was in Nevada, I was in Las Vegas. I spent time in Fallon, Nevada. Um, I was in Utah. I went all the way back to Florida. I went all the way down to Florida, Jacksonville. I spent time in, you know, my hometown of Clarksville, Tennessee. I just bounced around a lot. You know, I was in Washington. You know, I had a few stints where I would come back to California, but then I would leave again. So I came back more recently, 2018, I came back. So after my mom passed away in 2018, it was in January. Yeah, I was just distraught, emotional. And then I came back here because I have a daughter here. So my daughter just recently turned 10, so she's so big now. I'll probably try to get her in a YouTube video in the future so you can see her. But I that's the reason why I decided to come back. California is a little bit too expensive for my taste. Um, the taxes are really high. Don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful state. I mean, it's beautiful. So, well, that's the timer. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So, yes, I am a fat kid. I am cooking brownies right now. So, oh, they smell so good. So, my diet really, you know, being I work out so much, I tend to eat anything. I don't really have a specific diet. I usually try to eat a lot of lean like meat. I grill a lot of meat patties on George Foreman grill, so it gets all the saturated fat out of there. Because I'm really concerned about my my arteries. I don't want my arteries, my heart to be clogged. You know, end up getting a heart attack or getting a stroke because I have a 10-year-old daughter. I wanna live to see my daughters. When she's going to the prom, she's in high school, if she does cheerleading, whatever she wants to decide to do in life, I want to be around. So 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, I want to be here. I don't want to, croak early and kick the bucket. And my daughter grows up and, she doesn't have a father. So it's just something that it's always been important for me. So, what else? What was I talking about before I went to go check the brownies? Can't remember. Uh, what was I talking about? I know I was talking about powerlifting. Um, oh, Southern California. So back to the subjects of California. So yeah, it's the taxes are really high. Gas is like $7 a gallon or something ridiculous. You know, property taxes are expensive. I mean, just for me, I do have a nice house. It's close to 4,000 square feet, 5 bedroom, four full baths, three-car garage. It's two-story. As you can see, it's open layout, vaulted ceilings. Um, I would show you the chandelier. My daughter actually threw a huge teddy bear. She threw a morbidly obese teddy bear at the chandelier from the second deck, and it freaking chandeliers half hanging out of the wall. If I could show you the ceiling, but I'm not gonna do that. But yeah. So it's a decent sized house. I mean, oh man, my house could go for 600K easily right now. I'm not like really close to San Diego or LA. I'm about an hour away from both places, so I'm kind of in between. I'm in the Inland Empire, so Riverside County. So I'm in the same county as my daughter, my ex-wife. So it's about a 40-minute drive from my house to go pick up my daughter at her mom's house. So, and the good thing I like about it is I get her on weekends. So it's not every weekend, because oh my goodness, if I had to drive in that rush hour traffic every weekend, oh my goodness, I'd be so whew. That traffic is no joke. So I take the Gilman Springs, and it's a long, uh, usually it's one lane. So you're driving, and if someone gets in a traffic, you're right there in between like a valley and the mountains. You're gonna be there a while. So it's about 40 minutes, but with traffic, it could be a couple hours. You know, yeah, a couple hours going one way. So it's 40 minutes to get there, 40 minutes to drive back. So you're still looking at 2 hours anyway. But yeah, with the traffic, I leave around rush hour. Oh, it's a killer. So about dating, my dating life. I'm actually right now. I am single. I'm not really in a relationship. I just feel it's just more beneficial because sometimes like certain relationships can be a headache. I even see my one of my exes all the time. I see her like once a week. She'll be biking around somewhere, getting exercise. And like I try to avoid her. Like I didn't even give her my new number. And she'll be email me here and there, but I try to move on. I leave the past in the past. And I'm actually practicing SR. So SR, that stands for semen retention. So with semen retention, what I like about it is I feel like it gives you more focus. If you're committed to something, like for instance, Mike Tyson, the boxer Mike Tyson, he was on semen retention, I think, for 5 years, and that dude was a phenom. He was a force. I mean, arguably one of the greatest boxers of all time. He's my favorite boxer. So, the thing about semen retention, it tends to help you if you don't want a lot of distractions. Because let's face it, women, you're gonna be spending money. You're going out. You're gonna be spending money. You're gonna be spending money on clothes. You're gonna be spending money on dates. You're gonna be spending money to take them out. Go meet them here and there. And it's in the economy, we're in a recession right now. I'm in Southern California. I got a property. I got a mortgage to pay, property taxes. Freaking utilities for a 4,000 square foot house. It's just not feasible to be doing all that. And I feel like I want to work on my goals. Like my goal is, building engines for drag racing for my Mustang. So, I want to work on getting in better shape. And beside the brownies, I am trying to get in better shape. So, and also, singing the piano. It's just giving me energy to focus on trying to create things and trying to, go in those different avenues. Whereas, if even if you were if I'm masturbating, you're not gonna have a lot of energy masturbating, or if you're releasing it every day, if you're having sex multiple times a day, it's just you feel drained because it's like you're giving up your life force energy. So right now I'm on semen retention day 157. So that's semen retention day 157. So um sometimes you'll have some tough times. I just started this year, the day right after Cinco de Mayo. So May 6th was when I started. So it's been from May all the way to October. I've been going strong. I'm working on 6 months right now. So my focus, my clarity, I feel like it's much better than before I started SR. So what else can I talk about? So I am gonna try to post more. I want to at least do one YouTube video a week. Um, you know, I don't know. If I start getting more subscribers and you guys start, voicing your opinions, hey, you want to see more of this, you want to see more engine building, you want to see more fitness videos, because I was gonna do more primarily, for my vocals and singing. But I mean, it's just whatever you guys want to see. If you guys want to see more of my fitness routine, whatever I'm doing, if I'm renting on a vehicle, um, if I start getting into vlogging or doing podcasts or whatever, I don't know. We'll talk about everything. So, well, I'm gonna go eat some brownies. So I hope you guys enjoyed this introduction. Hope it wasn't too long, and we'll find a topic to talk about next time. So thanks, appreciate it.